The Joe Rogan Experience.
People believe weird shit. They definitely do. Like the people that really want to believe in Bigfoot, or the people that really want to believe in UFOs. Like UFOs are coming back right now. Everybody's talking about
stronger
UFOs.
than ever.
Bigger than ever.
Stronger than ever. That should tell you something.
Dave Foley's hooked. Dave Foley from News Radio. Remember Dave Foley? Hooked. We text each other almost exclusively about UFO evidence.
Dude.
You know me, dude.
I was the biggest.
What's this?
The New York Times a couple days ago.
Oh, dude. Wow. What is that? Navy pilots report unidentified flying objects. Here's the thing, though. We don't know what kind of shit the Chinese have figured out. We don't know what kind of shit the Russians have figured out. We assume that we know, but we didn't let them know about the stealth bomber or any of the crazy shit that they were building in Area 51. We didn't let them know.
Do you know me? I was balls deep into the UFO community, dude. The first tattoo I got is I got an alien on my left arm in Egyptian garb. I was into fucking ancient Egypt, the conspiracy side of the ancient Egypt. There's the mainstream Egyptology. I was into the look what Graham Hancock is saying, and UFOs. Balls
so
deep.
That stuff's so fun.
There's so much proof in my head. There was so much proof that the government was trying to cover up. Look, why are they covering it up? Why are they covering it up? Look at all these guys. Pilots from the Air Force are saying they saw UFOs. Pilots from the Navy are saying they saw UFOs. Dudes from the Pentagon. It's got to be true. That's a CIA pilot. He's saying it. So when you're balls deep and you really want to believe it, you look at it that way. You're like, look, there's all these government officials saying they saw UFOs and they got their own UFO story, And then, you listen to Bill Cooper, and he was former Office of Naval Intelligence officer, and when you hear what he says, shit, he wrote that book, Behold the Pale White Horse.
But that guy said crazy shit. He said there's a base on the moon.
Not that guy. That's
Behold the Pale White Horse.
He said there's a base on the moon.
Yes.
No, he at first
didn't he?
At first. No, you're talking about
I think he did.
Lear. You're talking about that guy.
No.
Bob Lazar's friend.
That guy's crazy too, right?
Totally.
What does that guy say?
He says that there's millions of people on each planet, and every planet has millions of people.
Is he the guy that owns Skinwalker Ranch?
I don't know, but he was a part of, his dad owned Lear Jet.
Right.
I forget what his first name is.
Seems like a super rich troll.
Totally.
When he says the crazy shit he says, I'm like, this guy's having a good time fucking with people.
Yeah, totally. But Bill Cooper says that because his job was to prepare notes, top secret notes, classified shit, for meetings with high level people in the military, and he was, based on what he was reading, he was like, damn, UFOs are real. Look, I have proof. So at first he was like, for sure UFOs are real, and for sure they're hiding them. That's what he was saying. He was preaching that. Then he learned later, they let him whistleblow. He never got busted for whistleblowing. That they wanted him to leak that UFO. That's what his conclusion was. He started to realize, wait a minute, they want me to leak this. And then he got to the point where he believes that all UFO abductions, he believed that everything was a product of the government. All UFO sightings, abductions, they're taking you in. He believes it's like the CIA doing that shit. Wow. And that's what he was really about before. Well, and then he got killed. He got murdered, man. They went up to his ranch and fucked him up.
If they wanted to really fuck with you, this is what I think they would do. First of all, they would put acid on your shit. They'd put acid on your doorknob or something like that. Because there was a dude who found something. I forget what he found. Some old thing. And as he was opening it up, he just by touching it, it was like some old thing. It was dipped in acid, and he went on an acid trip for like 6 hours. So this is what they'd do. They'd dose you up. They'd somehow or another dose you up. Whether touching a doorknob. Did you find the guy?
It's a real recent story. It's a guy that was cleaning a board like this, a soundboard.
That's what it was.
He touched
That's
it.
That's what it was.
He's like telling his girlfriend, he's like, I think I'm fucking high.
Yes.
And they ended up testing, and it was.
That's exactly the story. Yeah. That's exactly the story. So they could do that to you and then sneak up on you with some special effects. Wear some fucking crazy mask and fucking flash you with lights, and you're so crazy high, you don't know what the fuck's going on. They grab you and put you on a desk and tell you You've been abducted by aliens from another planet. You don't think they fucked with people and did stuff
Dude,
like that?
they do for
I
a fact.
guarantee they
Have
did
you
that.
seen the documentary Abducted in Plain Sight?
No, I have not. Which one's
Dude,
that?
dude,
What's that about?
that's exact. It's
Is that about UFOs?
Well, it's sort of this guy. He was married, had a couple kids. He was tight with the family who had 3 daughters. He was a predator, so he targeted the 12-year-old. And what he did is he fucked with the mom, fucked with the dad,
He had sex with the dad.
Sexual relations. And
Fuck the dad, not fuck with him.
The dad jerked him off.
Oh Jesus!
They talk about this
That's
on
all
the
it
pod.
was? The guy just jerked him off.
The guy jerked him off. He convinced the guy to jerk him off.
How weird.
So he wanted blackmail on the parents, right?
Right.
So that once he took the daughter, they couldn't say shit.
And that's
now,
the blackmail because he jerked them off.
And he fucked with the mother too, and it was a secret. So of course that guy doesn't want none of that shit.
So
out,
he
right?
lets the guy take his kid.
He's gonna he has to take the daughter horseback riding. So, and they were like, okay. So he takes the daughter horseback riding, and what he does is he starts telling her that there's all these alien abductions going on, and we got to be careful for aliens. She's 12 years old. So he's setting her up. So what he does, he drugs her. She wakes up. She's strapped to a table. He's got a speaker with alien voices coming out, and the alien. And she wakes up. She doesn't know where she's at. She's like, "Oh my god!" And this alien voice says that she is responsible for saving the Earth. She has to marry that dude.
Oh my god!
She has to marry the dude. In the alien voice, you have to marry Bob, and you have to have this, but you can't tell nobody.
What kind
and
of
then,
drugs?
I don't know. And then she passes out again, and she wakes up, and she's not strapped. She's looking around the trailer, and she sees the guy. He's pretending he's all fucked up, and she's like waking him up, and he's like, has fake blood on him or whatever. And then he wakes up, and then she tells him, "We've been abducted by aliens, and I need to have your child."
Oh my god!
He tricked her.
Oh my
so from
god.
the age of 12 to 16, he owned her, dude. They end up catching him with the girl like a week later. FBI gets involved, and the girl can't tell anybody or everyone dies. So she's obsessed. Now she's back with her family. The guy's in jail for like a day because you know what he does? He has his lawyers send letters to the mother and father saying to make them sign like that it was consensual.
What?
He threatened to blackmail. So they signed it and let him out. They signed and they let him out. And then he goes to like the next state over. But that chick, she's 12, 13, 14, and she's obsessed with him. She has to save the world. So that's an example of, and then it turns out that I think the guy was CIA probably, and he knew those techniques. That's how they get people. They fill them up, say there's all these alien abductions, get them all scared, and then boom, when they do it, they believe it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's just MK Ultra shit, dude. She got MK Ultra.
I guarantee they did that to people who are like political enemies.
Fuck
I guarantee
yeah.
you. Why wouldn't they do that?
It's easy.
Huh.
It's easy.
It just seems like something they would do too. Just seems like it makes sense.
And then Bill Cooper said that the mutilated cattle
Cattles?
thing that
Yeah.
people were saying, oh, UFOs are taking them because the organs were taken out so surgically that we don't have the But what Bill Cooper, he got balls deep into that. He started getting into breaking down what's really happening with UFOs. He's going, oh shit. The government is pretending to cover it up. They want to push it. They want people to believe in aliens.
So what do you think that the cattle mutilations were? You think they were testing weapons on these cattle?
Bill Cooper said it was really simple. All the cattle were found by military bases, and what they do is they're constantly checking radiation levels around bases constantly. So what they do is if there's cows, they'll routinely take a cow, take out its rectum, take out like certain organs surgically, and then they dump them just to scare people. Just let them. It'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They really needed to get some radiation tests, but it's always good. It's always good to push UFOs.
Yeah.
It's always good to scare people with aliens.
I wonder if those cattle abductions, if they coincided with areas where there was like some sort of toxic dump. You know, there's something like ammunition dump or something like that. Like anything where some kind of like, do they have more of them around Nevada where they did all those nuclear tests?
I'm not sure, but the gist of what Bill Cooper said was they were all
sense.
found near military bases, and he once he looked into it, he's like, oh, I know what they're doing. They're checking radiation levels, and they're scaring people at the same time.
That makes sense because it was surgically removed, right? Like people can do that. Like why would that eliminate the possibility that people could do it? Of course, people could do it.
But people are like, dude, only aliens could do that.
And then they take it and then they move it to another place so that the blood is not in the spot where they find the animal.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Dude, I'm a crazy.
That's how they catch poachers, Do you know that?
How?
They catch poachers that way sometimes. They find out where the gut pile is. It's like, say if you didn't really have a tag to shoot a deer, and then you shot a deer in another place where you're not supposed to be, but you have a tag at a different place, because there's some places where it's easier to get tags, you just take the deer out of the forbidden place, take a picture of it or something like that, and then go back home. Well, they busted people because they, like, park rangers recognize certain mountain peaks. And they're like, no, you weren't there. I know exactly where you were when you killed this deer. You were at a different place. And then they go to that different place, and they look at the picture, and they try to coordinate, and then they find the gut pile, and then they convict people of poaching. That's happened before. They look at the photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what Bill Cooper
that
believes.
Makes sense that they would do that.
Yeah.
That they would because if you think you took that animal and killed it and cut it and left this big bloody pot and then put it in a truck and then dragged it 10 miles away and dropped it off there, people be like, this is crazy. There's no blood at the scene of the crime. All the blood's missing. It's been surgically removed. Like, no one can do this. This is impossible.
It's aliens.
There's literally no blood on the ground. Yeah, because they put it there, you fuck. You fuckwit. You think aliens came this far to fuck with cows? Imagine if we went all the way up to like Neptune and shoot gophers. We're just going to go up there and fuck up your gophers. go to your Neptune gophers, just jack them, cut their dicks off, throw them back.
That's funny, man.
That's exactly what they thought aliens did. That is hilarious. Cattle mutilations are fucking hilarious in that regard.
Yeah.
It's gross too, though, that they did it so many times that it became a thing that people looked for. And then they let all these people who believe in aliens anyway, they let all these people just stew.
Because they're
in
trying
that
to scare us.
conspiracy.
They're trying to scare us with aliens for sure.